Many years ago in my master's program at a university in Pakistan, one of my professors, she was actually the department head and she could really use flowery speech. She said to the class at one time, "You know what the worst sin is in the world? That is to hurt someone's feelings or to offend someone." Now, she was a devout Muslim, but she was not talking about Islamic law or things that are forbidden. Rather, she was talking about social relationships, and I think about how we use words in our relationships to one another. Welcome to our course, Appreciating One Another's Cultures. This is our course on cultural intelligence, and I've entitled this module, Yes, No, or Maybe, Words and Communications. So how should we talk to one another? Should we just, let our yes be yes and our no be no? It's simple, isn't it? Certainly, that's exactly what Jesus told us. But what if sometimes our yes becomes sort of a roundabout yes? And our no, how point blank should our no be? Can we say a gentle no, or does it have to be a strong no? So communication, that is, of course, the human characteristic. We talk with each other, with our colleagues in our organizations, in our families and friends and neighbors. We send messages to each other. That is part of communication. And the human being is sometimes called the talking animal. And we describe our talking in many different ways. We visit, we chat, we shout, we whisper, we scream, we preach, we teach. Lots of different ways we describe our talking. Or we sing, we argue, we praise, we slander, we encourage. Endless ways to get our words out. And then we have different idioms. For example, in the English language, we talk about shooting straight, or shooting the breeze, or chew the fat, tell it like it is, or beating around the bush. Now that's in English, and I'm sure in other languages, there's different ways and idioms to express how we get our words out of ourselves to the other person. Now, what's the point of all of this? I think if we become more aware of why we talk, it helps us in how we talk, especially as we talk across cultures. Now, of course, we would say perhaps the main reason we talk is to give information. We will say, the weather is cold today, or I have a headache, or we make an announcement, the plane is leaving in 15 minutes, or we tell our child it's time to go to bed, and so on. But much more than this, we use words to express our ideas, to express questions, concepts, and different views of things. We reveal our thoughts and our feelings by our words. We show people who we are by what we say or what we don't say. So words can either display or hide our feelings. And with words, we entertain. We sing, we tell jokes, we write and share poetry. We enjoy listening to a comedian, and some preachers are actually fun to listen to, aren't they? And generally with words, we connect with each other. We relate to each other using words. Words are the way we get in touch with each other. We encourage and bless people. We build them up, I hope, with wholesome, healthy, and good words. So talk connects us with each other. So in short, words are essential for relationships. And of course, the opposite. Words also can destroy and hurt people, as my professor said right at the beginning of this talk. We lie and we distort, we miscommunicate, we misrepresent, and so forth. So words can also disconnect us from each other. So we could say words make or break things. Words have power. When we speak, things happen. Good things happen or bad things can happen. Though I guess at times words fall on deaf ears. But with words, we can either make people happy or make people sad. We can either make or break relationships. So when we message or talk with each other, there's several issues to keep in mind. as we seek to appreciate one another's cultures. What we say is important, of course, but how we say what we say, the tone and the intonation, and there are, of course, many different non-verbal parts of communication, our gestures and facial expressions, and then what's behind those words, what we really mean with the words that are coming out of our mouths. You might have noticed I had not mentioned to make money in my little talk about why we talk, but it's true, isn't it? The salesperson uses words to convince the customer about his produce. So here's another purpose of words: to convince or to persuade. The art of rhetoric, which the ancient Romans and Greeks considered to be actually the highest level of education. And so the question is, what do we do with our words, and how should we use our words, especially as we talk across cultures?